Pokemon big bad fuckers.
I'm not gonna lie to you people and tell you that I had high hopes in buying Pokemon Battle Revolution. I just kinda did it anyways. For those who don't know, Pokemon games usually have pretty high critical marks across the board. Battle Revolution is one of the only games in the entire franchise that has been generally received as god-awful, but I really did not expect it to be this bad or this oblivious to what makes Pokemon enjoyable. Before you become the psycho angry fan that tries to murder me, allow me to share my bias since I have not talked about Pokemon very much on the channel. It's my last wish. Then you can kill me. I consider Pokemon to be one of my favorite game series of all time. For Christmas one year, many ages ago when I was a wee boy, I had several family members pitch in for me to have a Game Boy Color, Pokemon Red, and a Pokemon Blue, and I was blown away. I did almost nothing but play Pokemon for years until I got a hold of Pokemon Silver and became even more of a young hermit than I was before. My later desire for Pokemon Stadium was a vessel for my parents to teach me how to budget money because I didn't have a Nintendo 64. I have played every mainline Pokemon RPG up until Sun and Moon. One of my favorite RPGs ever is Omega Ruby, so, I'm not one of those Gen 1 elitists. So I'm not hating on Pokemon Battle Revolution because I think it's a lackluster Pokemon game, or because it isn't Yellow version. I'm hating on Pokemon Battle Revolution because it's a bad RPG that made itself obsolete by design. Battle Revolution came out in 2006 during the 4th generation of Pokemon and during the 7th console generation. Ergo, this is the Pokemon generation nobody gave a shit about on the console that sucked the most ass. Don't worry if you missed this one, because you didn't miss a whole lot of... you missed something, indeed. The DS games that ushered in the 4th wave of Pokemon were Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Unlike the main RPG titles, which are created for handheld systems by Game Freak and Creatures Inc., Battle Rev was developed by Genius Sonority. Isn't intrinsically a bad thing, because two of their most well-known titles are Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. At their core, the Pokemon games are really based on carried over stats from previous games anyway, so it seems kind of hard to screw up a Pokemon RPG, considering most of the Pokemon stats have not changed too much since 1999. So how on earth did this company, with experience making good Pokemon games, make one of the most wasteful, stupid games I've ever played in my entire life? The better question is, where do I even begin? Yeah, I also hope this rant about Pokemon is not someone's first impression of my channel. Oh, hey, first impressions! What's Battle Rev Run's first impression? Before you even boot the game up, you're greeted with music as soothing as a cat ambulance set on fire. Yeah, this is pretty inviting, huh? At first, I really thought I just had a damaged disc or something, and that the audio was skipping, but no, it wasn't glitching. It's just terrifying. You know what else is terrifying? The soul of a person who is super into this game. Let me paint a picture for you what basically happens when you actually, get to the game. It's time for me to finally fulfill my dream of becoming a Pokemon master. I don't know why I waited until I was in my 20s to do this, but once I talked to the receptionist at the Pokemon Battle Battle Town, I'm gonna take my first step into my new life, and then I'll probably stream it on Twitch, because there's no other option. If you play a video game, must stream.
Welcome to the Coliseum. How can I help you?
Good day, fine sir. I was hoping you could help me find the next United States Pokemon Master.
Oh, sorry. If you're waiting for your kid to get out of a battle or something, I can send a page, but it's gonna be at least an hour.
What? No, I'm here to get my Pokemon trainer license. This is where I go, right?
For real? Okay, here you go. Hit the door on the right and pick a stadium.
That's it? Isn't this the part where you tell me which Pokemon I start with? Or tell me about the expansive world of Pokemon and my adventure that I'm about to embark on?
This is the part where you realize that I don't get paid enough to do whatever the hell you just said.
Well, that's disappointing.
You have no earthly idea. Dorn, you're right. Have fun.
I've thought about which starter Pokemon I want for such a long time, and still just can't decide on one. It's going to be a long journey, so I have to pick a powerful friend and ally to join me in catching as many Pokemon.
These are your Pokemon!
What are these? Monferno? What the fuck are these? What's a Monferno? I don't even get to pick my own Pokemon? Oh, sorry, Here you go! Enjoy your first battle! Okay, bye-bye now! I swear I tried to go into this game with an open mind, assuming that this would be more like Pokemon Stadium, but for Wii. I looked it up before and found that there were no mini-games, but I heard that there were still rental Pokemon. I really liked battling my friends with rental Pokemon back in the day. In Pokemon Stadium 1 and Pokemon Stadium 2, you can connect your Game Boy Color cartridges to your Nintendo 64 controller with this weird doohickey that came with the game, and you can send your Pokemon back and forth between the 64 cartridge and the Game Boy Color cartridge. Most of your Game Boy teams are probably going to be too weak for the preset teams you have to fight in Stadium 1 and 2, so they give you almost every current Pokemon to play as leveled up to that point, and you can basically put them in whatever combination you want. This made Stadium 1 and 2 more about long-term strategy than the quick strategy focus in the main RPGs. The main RPGs gave you this adventure that cloaked you actively raising your Pokemon in the way you saw best. The Stadium games focused more on strategy and forced you to get through really long strings of battles with one set team. You really had to know your shit to be able to pass these challenges with preset Pokemon, but with the lazy story setup and snarky characters poking fun at you for losing and missing your mark during battle, the challenge was, endearing and kinda fun. Pokemon Battle Revolution wanted to show off the fact that you could connect your Nintendo DS to the Wii. You can upload Pokemon from Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum to fight each other in the multiplayer mode or face the single-player tournaments. If you don't have one of those games and you just want to use rental Pokemon, Battle Revolution gives you a wide array of 2 sets of 6 that you can't change. That's it. Later, you earn new sets of 6, and you can customize your Pokemon trainer's outfit as you beat more tournaments. This means your strategies are pretty much set up for you before you even know what they are, because you're stuck with the same sets of teams no matter how far you progress. So surely the tournaments are fine, since it's just Pokemon and there's not much to screw up there, right? You notice how usually when I ask a question like that, it's like always loaded? The answer is almost always negative. Here's the map of the place where Battle Revonculus tries to trick you into thinking it has some fantastic adventure to partake in. You pick a different Coliseum, and each one usually has a different set of rules than the others. They are pretty gimmicky, but this was actually one of my favorite aspects of Battle Reloaded. The game has a lot of different rule sets to spice up the one-player experience. This is something that I wish that they would put more effort into with the games that, don't suck. Never, never forget the face of your first opponent. Oh, sweet lord!
The blue corner faces a
No,
great
yeah,
deal
of course. I just, it looks like Ken Sugimori blew a load inside DeviantArt. I don't know what to do about this. Each Coliseum makes you fight 8 other trainers. It takes 50 or more minutes to beat each Coliseum, even if you are just mopping up everyone flawlessly. If the game being slow wasn't a turn-off enough, the AI is usually really stupid as well. Attract is a Pokemon move that makes an opposite gender Pokemon get the hots for your Pokemon, so sometimes those Pokemon will refuse to attack that hot piece of Poke-ass. Yes! In the first Coliseum, the opponent tried to use Attract on my same gender Pokemon several times. My Pokemon just is not that into you, Love Disc. Our parents, they would never see it that way. I don't even know if we can get married on this fucking island. Vote yes on same-sex marriage in Sinnoh. So before I bore you to AFI level of emo tears with a stream of my whining, here's why I think Battle Revolution was almost good. One of the different rule sets to help break up the monotony is where you pick 5 of your Pokemon in a set order, not knowing the order of the opponent's Pokemon. When one of the Pokemon is knocked out, both Pokemon go back to their trainers and the next matchup is released in a best 3 out of 5 rule fight. Another example is where the 12 Pokemon combined from both trainers are shuffled onto the wheel. Oh! Pokegram! It says that I used this joke already in the last big review I did on Threads of Fate, so sorry about that. Pokegram? Anyways, if you're like me at all, you have to admit that you've probably dreamed up 1 or 2 altercations to the Pokemon fight rules in your day, not to change the main game, but to be a silly and enjoyable break from what you're already very used to. These different modes of play could have been a really cool bit of service to that effect, but this game relies completely on turn-based battles to entertain the player, and it obviously does not work. This is especially arduous when it tries to pad out game time with making you go through the same thing 8 times. I love Pokemon, and that's probably why turn-based RPGs are one of my favorite kinds of video games, but half the point of a solid Pokemon RPG, actually, just a good RPG in general, is growing your party into a behemoth and constantly being rewarded with things that may help you also do that. Good turn-based RPGs are all about starting out as a team of fucking worms and growing into omnipotent gods. There are 2 things that separate Pokemon from the crowd and make it stand the test of time as one of the most critically acclaimed RPG franchises in history. And, yeah, I'm gonna tell you what they are. For one, you have to combine a lot of simple characters from a large pool rather than making a wide array of choices with a small team like most RPGs or like the old Final Fantasy games. This means that some party members will be trash with certain combinations and the aforementioned omnipotent gods with others. The second thing that makes Pokemon the B drills knees, ladies, is that there are so many things in Pokemon that you can tweak to make that growing process more engaging, intricate, and rewarding. It also feels rewarding because whether you play competitive or just like to screw around with your friends, Pokemon's rules and design are both pretty fun. It's the perfect blend of turn-based strategy, rock, paper, scissors, and Mario Party levels of randomly generated frustration. Battle Revolution has the same rules that make the series fun, but the only other thing the game has going for it are visuals and little gimmicky battle rules they slap on top of the already pre-existing game rules. On top of that, most of the fun of Pokemon is actually picking out your team. Even if you get deep into the metagame, there's still a bit of leniency as to all the different minute but important choices you can make in your team. An RPG that gives you 6 party members and has no sense of growth other than giving you custom character items is beyond boring. It's nearly criminal. They charged you full price for this shit. Giving the Pokemon names, custom movesets, stat boosts, held items, and complementary teammates are factors that give you a strange sentimental connection to these wads of data. Battle Rev Noceros forces you to adopt these groups of 6 Pokemon that you can't change at all, and these are always stuck with the same level and movesets. Oh cool, you gave me the ability to customize my boring character that I have no reason to like or identify with. Wow! Thanks, Genius Sonority. More like penis sodomy, like sodomy. With a penis. Can I, go back in time and make this game good somehow, please? I mean, the visuals look pretty good for a Wii game, and the battle animations are more varied than that of Stadium. I think this is the first game in the series where you can see the Pokemon actively hit each other in real time as well. So let's just go back to why I even gave this game a chance in the first place, so I don't just seem like some insane masochist. The multiplayer. There might as well not even be multiplayer in this game, if that wasn't clear by now. Remember that trainer card I got earlier from that guy at the desk? Pokemon Battle Revolution is a 2-player game where each player needs one of these cards to play. If you both have a copy of one of the 4th generation games, you can make a custom card with 6 Pokemon from your DS game. If you just want to rent Pokemon like you did in the Stadium games, you can go fuck yourself. Also note that you had to choose one card or the other in the beginning. One with Dragonair and the 1st generation starter Pokemon in their second forms, while the other set has whatever Monferno is. You get more cards as you go, but even then you can only pick a pre-selected set of 6 Pokemon with no real customization available for your team. In 2006, there were over 400 Pokemon and they all had functioning models in this game. I hate to be the guy who says, gee whiz, developers, lazy much? But if you knew this was going to be a 3D side dish to Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, and the game was going to suck if the players didn't have one of those games, why did you even release this other than to troll people into giving you money? The single player is way too time consuming for how boring it is. The multiplayer is broken and takes way too long to set up anything remotely fun. Even if we were currently in 2006, this is a more complicated way to do what you can already do on your DS, except in 3D. I've played Pokemon Coliseum. I've played Pokemon Rumble Blast. I've played goddamn Pokemon Dash. Pokemon Battle Revolution is the biggest blemish on the Pokemon franchise. At least Coliseum was competent and followed an interesting story to some degree. At least Rumble Blast had simple gameplay that was easy to get into and had a buttload of content that engages the player and keeps them on their toes. At least Pokemon Dash is so bad that it is goofy. You can look back on that game and laugh. Battle Revolution is a cynical heap of chores, and that makes it the drunk party scar that Pokemon showed you after New Year's Eve, and no one remembers where it came from or why it seems infected right now. Usually when I review a game for this channel, I try to at least make it to the end of the game's main storyline or campaign or whatever equivalent it may have. I cannot do it for Battle Revolution. Each tournament takes about an hour, and if you lose a battle without an extra continue, you have to start all over, wasting anywhere between 8 and 50 minutes of time. You get nothing for it, because with preset teams, there isn't anything worthwhile to gain. If you get a perfect win, you get a continue, but that's still not something you can just grab from pure skill, since a lot of Pokemon's design is based on probability and random number generation. Oh. Hopefully you can already tell from this video that Battle Revolution sucks, and furthermore, it goes against everything that the Pokemon RPGs are about. I think I speak for a lot of Pokemon fans when I say that I've been hoping for a fun Pokemon console game that at the very least served the same purposes that Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 did for over 15 years now, but just please, for the love of all that is holy, trust me on this one thing if nothing else, my beautiful fucking sexy audience, Pokemon Battle Revolution is not that game. Hell, even I could have designed this game better. I don't even pronounce Pokemon correctly most of the time. I pronounce it like a hick.